Welcome to this special presentation of the Premier League Hockey Men's Grand Final, brought to you by Hockey Tasmania. I'm your host and commentator, Scott Edwards. Today's match is between Northwest graduates, the Bulldogs in the Sky Blue, the minor premiers for 2017 and winners of the semi-final. They play off against two-time defending Premier OHA in the green, who had to go through the hard way just to reach the final day. Our umpires are Umpire of the Year, Matthew Turner, and veteran of many grand finals in the past, Stuart Belts, so the quality of the umpiring should be high today. As we check the starting lineups, Northwest, key names to look for: Vittorio, Burke, and Arnold up high. Walker, Kidd and Stevens in defence are going to be key operators for the Bulldogs. OHA, no bigger name than Jeremy Edwards in the midfield with the number 9, but Oliver Smith and Kurt Mackey as inside forwards are going to be keys as well, and Sam McCambridge up forward, the leading competition goal scorer for the year. As we're underway, Northwest with the pushback. Here's Burke, slips it out wide to Gill, overlapping. Early opportunity for Northwest. Gill puts in the cross, intercepted there. That's Whitten. OHA off the first attack. James Thomas with the 15. Switches it out to the right hand side. Nick Leslie is teaming with him as a defensive pair to start with. Here's Edwards in the midfield. One way, then the other on his reverse. He goes up the line. That's Joe Murphy, who was the wide option. Walker Kidd deep in the defensive pocket for Northwest. Goes overhead to clear. Edwards is there to intercept. Twists, turns. Got Gill and Van Loon on him. And just calmly taking the sign. Smith. Moyer now. Play hasn't stopped, he's in the circle. Puts it onto the foot of Burke, and it's a penalty corner. OHA with an early opportunity in the opening 2 minutes. See, Smith made a good run. Here's Moyer on the outside and just slips it onto the foot of Burke. OHA do have Toby West back in the side. He has not played a whole lot of games this season. He's not in the starting lineup, so he won't be there for this penalty corner. It'll be either Leslie or Thomas lining up. McCambridge to put it in. It's Thomas with a flick, low with a save. McCambridge got the rebound. Low, forced to make 2 saves in quick succession. It is another penalty corner for the Ships. Replay, which was off the foot of Burke. That second shot. So they'll get another chance early in the match. Penalty corners are going to be the key to this game, you would think, as both teams have relatively dangerous batteries, but it's the Northwest battery with a number of options who would be the most dangerous. As Thomas takes a shot, or was that Edwards? It's Edwards. So a second penalty corner dealt with by the Northwest defence as well. Now OHA will be dangerous from the penalty corner, but you would think this man over the ball Jai Walker-Kidd will be keen for his side to earn a few penalty corners today, because there's not only him, but Alex Eldridge on the bench, who can come on, also has a powerful penalty corner flick in his arsenal. Cambridge. Gill with the intercept and immediately rebounding attack. He's over the 23. He's cutting inside into the circle. McCambridge has just come around the back of him. He'll be lucky to stay on for that. Matt Turner, umpire, reaching into his pocket. He hasn't pulled out a card. He's just pointed for the penalty corner, so McCambridge is lucky to get away with that, you would think. Early in the match, umpires just keeping their cards in their pockets. We see he's come around the back of him, and you can't tackle like that anymore. Even if you do happen to get a little piece of the ball, that has been well and truly outlawed. Penalty corner is the right result, and Cambridge is lucky not to see maybe a green, just as a warning early in the match. But this is what we were talking about, Northwest graduates with an early penalty corner, and Walker-Kidd is at the top of the battery, as is Dutch import Matthias Plazier. It's Walker-Kidd with the flick, Williams with the save, Burke with the follow-up, tomahawk, and seen over the baseline by Williams in the OHA net. A 23-metre restart for Northwest. Burke to take it. And back there defending is Mackey. They can't link up out of defence. Northwest recover. Here's Stevens at fullback. Out onto the right. Gill has looked good early. A couple of good attacking runs and earning that penalty corner. He'll be one they look for during this match to create some run. Ball down the line. Arnold just caused it to go high. Edwards quickly plays on. Not a whole lot of options. He's forced to go wide. Whitten has run it over the sideline, unfortunately. And Northwest will have it at left half on the sideline. This is Robert Chapman over the ball. He's got wide inside, but he goes back to Stevens. Switches out to Walker-Kidd on the right. Down the line, intercepting is Leslie. Edwards. Gill's on him. Edwards wins the free hit. Immediately over the top. Finds a man. This is West. He goes into the circle. Murphy was at the foot of Stevens. Play on, says the umpire. White, well, I think he had a bit of a guilty look about him. He knew that the call was about to come. And let's just see whether that was inside or outside the circle. I don't think there's any doubt that it hit Stevens' foot. Let's replay Edwards with the overhead. West to receive it. This is Murphy. Oh, and he's just inside. And very unlucky to give that away, but it's another penalty corner for OHA, their third of the match. West is on the field. And let's see whether he takes it or whether it'll be James Thomas, who has taken a number of penalty corner drag flicks later in this season and scored a number. Actually looks like he's lining up for a straight hit, which we know he scored one of those in the prelim. It's West, and it's a goal. OHA 1-0 up in the opening 10 minutes. Grand final is now on their terms, and it's through the legs of Lowe. Toby West has scored. And that is a big moment for OHA, who would go into this match as outsiders, looking for an historic three-peat, but Northwest have been so dominant and beat them in the semi-final too. Here they are attacking again. Isaac Gridley at left wing. Walker Kidd holds him up. And Gridley goes back into the midfield. That's a turnover. Vittorio out to Burke, running in support. Down the right wing now. Gridley runs back to harass him. And has put enough pressure on him to win it for his side. This is Keating. Into Edwards. Crossfield ball on his reverse. Doesn't find who he's looking for. Chapman brings it in. Leslie. West down the line. Gill cuts off the cross. Stevens clears, works with Chapman. Walker Kidd now. Overhead again. Probably going to see a lot of that today. Here's Eldridge on the field now, running down the right wing. Attempted tackle from Will Smith. Eldridge still gets the entry. And Dorner has just bundled Keating over there. And easy release for OHA. I think that's Will Smith on the far side. He finds Moyer. Moyer gets an entry, shoot off the crossbar by Oliver Smith. And that one has rattled the Northwest goal and hit Gridley on the way back through. OHA centimetres from being 2-0 up in the first quarter. As it is, Bulldogs have the ball on the right wing. Chapman down the line. Oliver Smith gets the touch just to send it over the sideline before it reaches Vittorio. Chapman plays on. Round the corner. Smith in there again. Effective tackle onto the foot of Chapman. OHA with the 15. It's James Thomas. He goes over into the midfield. Waiting for it is Will Smith. Cambridge is beaten out by Walker Kidd. It is an OHA ball on the right wing. Edwards is over it. Hasn't got a whole lot moving for him, so he makes his own play into the circle along the baseline. Burke comes in to clean him up, prevent any further movement. It'll be a 23-metre restart. Oliver Smith over it. Back to Thomas. Goes out wide to Leslie. Looks for options, can't find them. Northwest with a 15-metre restart. Walker Kidd along the ground this time. Eldridge under pressure, but does well to win out. Uses Chapman at right half. He earns the sideline free hit against Gridley. Chapman goes back to Stevens at fullback. They've switched it out to the left-hand side. Walker Kidd bursting through the midfield now. Just heavy on that second touch, and Edwards collects it. And he, spinning one on the other, draws a free hit. And it's Thomas up to take it. He goes long, direct. Kurt Mackey was the intended target. Van Staden enough to put him off. Walker Kidd over the top this time now. Will Smith misses it. Glazier is away and attacking. Cuts inside. Edwards gives away the free hit. Slows down the play enough for the Ships to get back in numbers in defence. Burke steps up to take it. He's going to have to be creative here. He leaves it. Van Loon doesn't quite get onto the pass. Oliver Smith clears it down the line. OHA flood defence worked in their favour. Northwest didn't quite think their way through that. But Chapman is away down the line. Burke running through the midfield. He's beaten to it by Mackey, who works with Edwards. Edwards does keep it in, gets it back to Mackey. That's a brilliant ball. Mackey now can't beat the tackle to Stevens, but he has the free hit anyway, and he's got space to work into the circle. Chapman wins it. So now Mackey and Edwards looking dangerous through that midfield. Starting to link up, and Oliver Smith as well looking dangerous. The Ships with a 1-0 lead are looking good. That's Edwards to Mackey again. Out wide, this is Murphy. Round into that corner. Moyer heavy with the first touch. Smith has a free hit. Mackey comes up to take it quickly, but he's got to reset it. It'll be Murphy instead. Looks to go back instead, runs his measure into the circle, misses the shot. Smith onto the post, and it ricochets back again. Second poster of the match. McCambridge earns the free hit. Let's quickly have a look at this. Murphy misses the shot, Lowe stranded, and well, actually, I think it was the other way around. I think that was Murphy who hit the post. Didn't quite get a good look. But OHA through the midfield, direct ball inside. Walker Kidd does get the intercept. Seconds remaining, and the buzzer will beat any other attack. First quarter over. Toby West goal from the penalty corner, separating the two sides. It's 1-0 to OHA. Teams back out for the second quarter now. OHA leading 1-0. Won the last two premierships, looking for their third in a row. Northwest won the premiers and favourites, celebrating their 70th anniversary as a club. Burke immediately on the attack with Eldridge. Here goes Vittorio backing up past Whitten, past McCambridge. Slips it inside, earns a free hit just outside the circle. It's a good position for Northwest to be in, but just have to think their way through this as OHA push numbers back into the circle and clog up their space. Burke uses Van Loon, looks for the deflection in, White. Looking for that deflection into the circle. OHA have numbers protecting the circle though. So Burke resets. Same thing but on the 4 stick, no one there to meet it. As Vittorio with the tap in. I think they're going to have to do something a little bit smarter than that. They're going to want to break down those numbers in defence. Walker Kidd with a good interception. Beats Smith to it. Forced to go back. Chapman now on the left. Tries to burst through the midfield. He's brought down. And now Mackey's away. Mackey continues through the midfield. Continues again. Gill can't hold him up. He plays on. Walker Kidd has come from within 5. And play-ons as the umpire. Gill does keep it in. Now he's got a chance to attack. Goes inboard a bit too direct. Leslie with the intercept. Moyer now out to the left wing. Murphy looks to team back up with Moyer, and it's taken a Northwest foot. So James Thomas will take the free hit. He's got Whitten running in support around his outside. Uses him. Goes further into the corner. Oliver Smith. What options are available to him? He's got 3 close markers, so he can't go direct. He pulls it all the way out through Whitten. Here's Leslie. Long direct ball. Does find Moyer. Just too heavy with the touch. And Alistair White helps bring it out. It's an effective clearance by Northwest. Relieves the pressure. 15-metre restart for OHA. Thomas takes it quickly and directly through Ollie Smith. And that's hit Smith's foot. Van Loon with the tackle. Walker Kidd likely to take the free hit from an advanced position. Again though, we see that flooding by OHA in their defensive half. Walker Kidd did find Gill, but it's cleared easily in the end. And with numbers behind the ball and successfully slowing up Northwest's play, that kind of direct ball is playing directly into their hands. I think they're going to need to change that up pretty quickly if they're going to be effective in this match, Northwest. Thomas with the restart goes back to Leslie. West can't find a way through. Burke now in attacking position. Past the 23 into the circle. Can he pull away a shot? Makes the cross instead. Edwards with the deflection. And Mackey brings it away. Cuts back on his outside. He's held up. Edwards will take the free hit. Switches it out to the right. Leslie's been that option so far. I think the idea is to get one of their better ball users with time and space to actually use it. I think Leslie is a little bit wasted back in defence as Northwest make a counter-attack. White held up, uses Burke. Oh, and he's put that straight into Keating's knee. And I think he's expecting a free hit for that, but I don't think it's forthcoming as it looked a little bit dangerous. See if we can get a replay up. Here we go. So Burke just gets underneath it and from a metre away hits Keating's knee. You would think that's a raised ball. And it is a free hit to OHA. As we're just about ready to restart, Thomas gets us back underway. Out to Leslie. Can't find his man down the line. So Northwest have the ball. Walker Kidd over the top. Wilkinson not given the space to bring that down. Dorner will take it quickly. Here's an opportunity. White into the circle. Arnold unable to create anything from the spot, but a quick attacking move by Northwest. OHA unable to get numbers back behind the ball. They've got an attacking opportunity here themselves. McCambridge, multiple opportunities. Wins the free hit. Edwards. Thomas fires it in. Gill with the clearance. Doesn't quite link up with Vittorio. And Oliver Smith with a free hit at left wing, goes back. Jackson Turner. Thomas fires in directly, again intercepted by Burke, uses Gill. Smith tried to play that quickly, but he's pulled up. And his brother Will take the free hit on left wing instead. Goes back again. Turner turning back the way he came. Finds Oliver Smith, breaks away, slips it inside. This is Murphy, spins onto the foot of Stevens. Another penalty corner for OHA. And this young duo, Oliver Smith and Joseph Murphy, stepping up in a Premier League Grand Final. Good signs for the future of the Ships. Clever play there by Murphy. OHA creating opportunities, winning penalty corners. And now they have another opportunity. Second quarter. Already 1-0 up. And so far I think Northwest have only won the one penalty corner. OHA have had multiple opportunities. Here's West and he scores again. 2-0 to OHA. Carbon copy of his first goal. Actually, this one is just a little bit wider. Into the corner of the goals. West has his second of the grand final. And it's OHA 2-0. And Northwest have a lot of work to do to chase this game. This is not what we expected. West now. Gill intercepts and looks to rebound quickly. Does. Wilkinson on his outside. Wilkinson now has space to work in. Ridley is quickly back and defending well. Gill now has to think his way through this. Goes direct. Oh, that's Arnold. He was on the end of a fortunate deflection. Williams is equal to the task though. White takes it quickly, deflected into the circle. Here's another opportunity. Arnold. It's a free hit on top of the circle instead. OHA flood back in as they're setting up this free hit. It'll be Burke to take it. He goes wide. Walker Kidd is overlapping along the baseline, slips it back Tapped in by Wilkinson. Northwest are back in this one with a goal. Wilkinson on the end of it. Great run by Walker Kidd around the back. Created his own space, a sea of green, and he's managed to pick out Wilkinson. Slipped it back past the keeper. Exactly what Northwest needed. And a field goal, no less. And now it's 2-1 to OHA. But the game is on as Edwards tries to break down the left wing. Puts it inside, no one's there waiting. Low with an easy clearance. Walker Kidd back down the left wing. Glazier gets, almost gets past Oliver Smith. It's run over the sideline. Will Smith to start us back up. Goes back. Mackey through the midfield. Vittorio calls for stick protection. Oliver Smith plays on quickly. Luke Roberts on the left. Again, Gill rebounding down that right half. He's looked impressive. And one of Northwest's biggest weapons potentially today. Get him running down that right line and creating attacking opportunities. It's Edwards on the left though. Plays on. Uses Leslie. Northwest are out here. Wilkinson with a rebound again. He's got Plazier on his outside. Uses him down the line. Tyus Plazier. Now around the corner. Can he get a cross in? He's only got Leslie to beat, and Leslie cleans him up and sets OHA back into attack. Oliver Smith just a bit weak on that pass. Will Smith onto the foot of Alistair White. No, it's a Northwest free hit instead. Walker Kidd shielding his eyes from the sun, looking for options. Slide pass. Moyer with the intercept. Ridley with a rough tackle, and there's an errant stick there from Walker Kidd. Can't play the ball above your head with players around you like that. I think Turner's just going to have a bit of a word to him about that. I think that's Leslie who's gone down under that, and that's it's not on. Got to be a bit more cautious than that. The rule was brought in where you can play the ball above your head, but not with players around you. Northwest lucky to get a free hit for that. And just figuring out resumption of play. Thomas does get us back underway. Leslie, left half, back inside. Murphy looks down the line but can't find anyone. Will Smith inside to Mackey. Wilkinson with a touch that only helps Oliver Smith. Unfortunately, his pass is errant. Glazier suffering from the same mistakes. Edwards now turning out to the right. Oliver Smith. He's got Whitten in support but doesn't need him. And rough tackle from Chapman is penalised. Oliver Smith earns another penalty corner for OHA. West has 2 from penalty corners. Is he out there to take this one? Probably the worst outcome for Northwest at the moment. See Smith, a little bit of 3D skills, brings it back inside. Chapman just comes over the top of his stick. Maybe a little bit soft, but I think it's there. And he earns the penalty corner. So an opportunity for OHA late in the opening half. Cambridge sends it in. Thomas. The battery breaks down. The shot from Smith. Mackey puts it in off the rebound. OHA now have 3 opening half goals to send their section of the crowd into wild cheers and the Northwest crowd stunned. Mackey on the rebound. 3-1 to OHA late in the opening half. And the favourites are now staring down potential grand final day disaster. Thomas brings it away. Will Smith under pressure. Vittorio and Dorner on top of him. Vittorio plays it on quickly. Dorner around the outside. Earns the free hit against Leslie. 90 seconds left in the opening half. Burke takes it quickly but misses his mark. Here's Chapman in support. Goes out wide. He also misses the pass to Glazier. It's over the baseline. And it's a 15-metre restart for OHA. They're happy to take their time to set this up. Thomas goes down the line. I think that's Mackey out there. He's held up. And he leaves it for Thomas to come through and take it. He does use Mackey. Running down the outside, down the right wing. Cuts back in and earns a free hit. Burke is not impressed. And OHA just able to soak up more seconds. Only they are able to attack. Edwards has just gone straight in and given away, but that will take up all the time that is remaining. And at half time, it's a bit of a shock because OHA are 3-1 up over Northwest and are looking good for the lead. Let's have a look. Of course, the score is the major difference, 2 to West, 1 to Mackey, while George Wilkinson has the Northwest goal. But we see just outperforming Northwest across the board. Double the shots, more on target, more circle entries, and 5 penalty corners to just 1. 3 conversions for OHA. As we break for half time, and we'll rejoin in a few minutes. So the teams are out for the second half. OHA hold a 3-1 lead over the favourites here. I think the crowd's in a little bit of shock. But after half time, words from their coaches, Northwest might come out with a few fresh ideas. Let's see if let's see if OHA can hold on to this lead against the side that's been, especially in the second half of the year, quite clearly the bbest performing side. Vittorio attempts overlap, just misses. Thomas Whitten at right half for OHA. Down the line, finds Moyer. Moyer can't get past Stevens. Mackey was coming in to support. Stevens has the free hit though. He goes down the line. And unfortunately there's no one there. It's just a clearance. So James Thomas will get us restarted. Goes back. Of course, Northwest have to chase this game now. And chase it they are. Arnold wins the free hit. Burke with a quick play of the ball. I don't think the defenders got back 5. Maybe should have been a penalty corner there. Van Loon onto the foot, has a free hit on top of the circle. Then to set this up quickly. OHA just in a bit of disarray. Van Loon does play it on quickly. Into the circle. Edwards is there and wins the tackle, and Edwards rebounds straight away. Gill to clean up though. Sends it back. Stevens goes out wide. Arnold now in the right pocket. He's got Leslie to contend with. And he's gone straight over the baseline. So OHA survive. But we can see Northwest now much more aggressive, pressing a lot higher, looking for turnovers and interceptions in their forward half rather than sitting back. Thomas goes overhead, and there is Vittorio stepping up to take it. He's got a chance to attack now, goes deep into the left-hand corner. Dorner is waiting. He goes back to the top of the circle. Vittorio followed through but didn't get the trap. Entry. Arnold was there, but he's missed it. All of a sudden, the words of Coach Stephen McMullen ringing in their ears. Come out more aggressive and creating opportunities and looking like the dangerous team that they have been for the second half of the year and in the semi-final. Stevens mishits that one. It's over the sideline. Whitten has it for OHA. But now, pressure well and truly back on the ships as McCambridge attacks down the right line. Stephen gets a touch on it. McCambridge continues his run. And their free hit just outside the circle. This is Mackey. Goes in close, McCambridge. McCambridge, Gill with the tackle. Edwards with the follow-up. Fires it into the circle. Important touch. Burke has it on the sideline. Goes long. Hits Whitten's foot. No advantage. Burke to take it again. Up in the attacking position. Who's he got working for him? This is everyone. Northwest now looking a bit more cohesive, attacking well. OHA definitely on the back foot and under pressure. Can the Bulldogs capitalise? Can the Ships hold on? Walker Kidd holds up Mackey. Edwards twisting back in, goes direct. Stevens wins out over Bridley. He's held up by Whitten. Up at left half. Chapman goes overhead. Burke not given 5. But it will be Whitten's free hit. Edwards. He goes overhead. Chapman now. Walker Kidd. Burke. The three of those doing a mountain of defensive work. A lot of play concentrated down this left-hand side in the second half so far. Chapman down the line. Burke leaves it. Intercepting is Edwards. And rebounding straight away into the middle again. Great tackle by Arnold. Vittorio. Walker Kidd. But Roberts does well. Mackey put under pressure by Eldridge. Great defensive pressure, and Eldridge works well with Vittorio. Vittorio into the middle. White just misses it. Wasn't quite prepared for it. West turns and attacks. And takes his time. Finds Edwards behind him. Edwards on his reverse. Down the line. Ridley keeps it in. Looks direct. Chapman is there to defend though. Against Murphy. Northwest, just some of the momentum being lost after a big start to the second half. White through the midfield. Can't find his man. Thomas attacking. Northwest and the free hit in midfield. Can they create from this position? Walker Kidd goes wide to the right hand side. Van Staden can't push his way past Bridley. There's the free hit though. Stevens now at centre half. Switches play out to the left where Gill is. He's bundled over by Turner. Up immediately, playing on quickly. Turner comes in for the tackle. Keating with the clearance. Good to see him back on the field. Murphy bundled off the ball by Plazier. It's back to Stevens. White. Plazier. Down the line. Gill. Looks to go inside. Mackey with the intercept. And somehow that's become Mackey's free hit. Have to trust the umpire's eyes on that one. Possibly lifted into Mackey. It's Witten at right half for OHA. Eldridge putting the pressure on. Vittorio as well. He plays it into the midfield. Here's Gill again, who is covering a lot of ground and providing a lot of attacking movement for Northwest. Rebound, follow up by Vittorio, and it's tapped in by Eldridge. And all of a sudden it's 3-2 now. Northwest get reward for their aggressive play in this second half. Great pass by Vittorio. Good follow-up play. Good touch by Eldridge. And they're back in this game. Sustained 10 minutes of pressure after the resumption of play after halftime. But here is Smith straight away, creating an opportunity for OHA at the other end. Northwest though, rewarded, back in the game, looking dangerous. Now, can they build on this? West on the right hand side, down the line, finds Moyer in the pocket. He can't link up with Oliver Smith running through, and Walker Kidd, Van Staden pulls out a little bit of magic to weave his way out of traffic. And on the right hand side, Northwest can rebuild again. Down the line, they make territory. This is Burke, a right wing. Plays on, goes round the outside. Earns a free hit outside the circle. Plays on again. He's gone his 5. The entry doesn't find anyone, and it's kicked straight back out by Williams. And Edwards is now trying to find a path out of defence. Works with Oliver Smith and now goes overhead. Van Staden with the intercept and clearance. Only as far as Smith. Attacking and onto the foot of Stevens. Wins the penalty corner for OHA. Great rebound. Great comeback to earn that after conceding. Oliver Smith beats Chapman, beats Van Staden, and then slips it on to the foot of Stevens to earn the penalty corner. He has been impressive today, been a big part of the ship's lead to this point. They have a chance to actually extend it now. They've been good from the penalty corner. Can't quite make out who's at the top of their battery, but I think Stevens has just saved that on the line. A little bit of reflex. Let's have a quick look at this. It is West with the flick. And Tim Stevens has got to stick to that and cleared it off the line and saved his side. Big play in the grand final. Keeps the score at 3-2. And gives his side every chance now of equalising. Here's Chapman at left half. Intercepted by Oliver Smith. Been everywhere as this man, Edwards. Running in support is Thomas. He's harassed by Eldridge. And it's enough to put him off as Burt cleans up. Eldridge goes overhead. He's got a runner on the outside. That's Wilkinson. He can't keep it in, unfortunately. Otherwise, he would have been through if he had been able to beat Leslie. You can see OHA just a little bit stung, though. First by conceding a goal, and that's saved by Stevens. Here's Mackey, though, immediately attacking. Has Moyer on his outside. Moyer, too heavy on the first touch, otherwise he was in. But Northwest well and truly back into this match. And Vittorio has been a key part of that in this third quarter. Beaten by the other man who's been everywhere, Oliver Smith. McCambridge has it in the right pocket. Got Stevens to contend with. Gets the entry, but intercepting is Gill. Pleasure. One way, then the other. Held up by Keating. Free hit on the sideline. Chapman will come and take it. Goes back. Get a little bit of a summer shower, or a sun shower, falling. It's not heavy at all. Just interfering with the vision a little bit. Stevens switches it back to the left-hand side. Chapman looks up his line. Who's he got moving for him? Goes wider to Van Loon. It's been quiet so far today. Unable to really exert influence on that midfield. Chapman down the line, finds his man. Vittorio turns. It's tackled by Oliver Smith. He's in the left pocket. Looks to team up with White. Frazier robs Moyer and twists between three. His entry takes a deflection off an OHA stick, a 23-metre restart for Alistair White, who goes back to Stevens. Chapman trying to draw the OHA defenders out now. And it's really only Moyer who's come forward, so Chapman's forced to go forward on the attack. Walker Kidd leaves the ball behind him, but recovers well enough, and it's a free hit. And Leslie is down again. As the clock is stopped, 1 minute and 9 seconds in this third quarter. Northwest 2, OHA 3. Just one goal in it. And it's Van Leeuwen over the top in an attacking position. Plays on. Leslie's foot. Chapman on the outside. Goes deep to the pocket. Keating with the intercept. Van Leeuwen plays on quickly. And doesn't have a runner on his outside, so it sails harmlessly over the sideline. And now 45 seconds. Edwards will take his time to set this up. Happy to let the clock run down. He'll be keen to have a bit of a word to his players as well at the three-quarter time break, no doubt. Plays quickly on the attack. Gets the entry, intercepting his left. He does well to get it away and clear. This is Gill, one of Northwest's best today so far. Edwards intercepts. Moyer just needs to hold on to it, as that's the whistle for the end of the third quarter. It's 3-2 to OHA. Northwest successfully getting back in the match with a goal in that quarter. We'll be back in a moment for the final quarter of regulation time. The final quarter about to start in the grand final. Northwest still trailing by one goal. Definitely been a lot better in the second half than they were in the first, and have the firepower to definitely get this game back level and even steal it late. As Van Leeuwen goes direct. Arnold on the 23. He's got Whitten to beat. Beats him. Can't link up with Gill though. And Edwards now. Expect to see him over the ball a lot in this final quarter as he tries to take control of the match and lead his side to an unlikely three-peat. That one is lucky to get over the back. Whitten didn't bring it down though. Van Leeuwen is able to start the attack from Northwest. Burke forced to go back at Stevens. Walker Kidd. Crossfield. White now in an advanced position. Enters. Just deflected wide by Leslie. 23-metre restart for the Bulldogs. Alistair White needs to get himself more involved in the game as well. One of their key midfielders. It's really been prevented more than anything from having a real influence in this match. Stevens directly. Vittorio has been good. Gets the tap inside. Here's Burke. Hacked down. Penalty corner is not forthcoming. And Burke just has a quick word with the umpire about that as play goes on. Gill trying to run around the outside. Held up as well. 23-metre restart. Walker Kidd already has a ball ready to go. Uses Stevens in a central position, directly intercepted by Kedding and attempting to rebound. Stevens with the intercept. Now there's a battle on. Stevens wins it again. Diving save, preventing a counter-attack as Kedding looked through. And I think there's been some word to the umpires about whether that's a legitimate tackle or not. Now the rules have changed last couple of years, trying to outlaw the diving play, very much in the style of what the AFL have tried to do. I think that was okay from Stevens, but I'm no expert on the recent changes. You'd have to refer to the FIH for a bit of clarification on that. I think a loose ball. Stevens had every right to go for that. As Gill defends well. Edwards plays on straight through. He's hacked down. Penalty corner. Straightforward call for the umpire. Straightforward play for OHA. They've caught Northwest unawares. And this is a dangerous position. They do not want to be giving away penalty corners. OHA have already scored, well, all 3 goals from penalty corners so far today. And you see, free hit, Edwards, 5 out, plays on quickly, with a bit of a jink, and take your pick. White and Walker Kidd both just cut across him. Thomas, Leslie, Mackey lining up for a shot. Cambridge to put it in. Saved. Saved again. Another penalty corner. Good keeping from Lowe. Saves the initial shot, and then Leslie with the follow-up. Saved again. Umpires just conferring that. Let's have a look at this. Thomas shoots. Saved. Leslie. Saved again. Low. Just on top of the ball. Straightforward penalty corner there. But it's a... I think the signal there was for obstruction. Not entirely sure there was an obstruction there, but umpires conferred and have come to that conclusion. So it's a Northwest 15-metre restart, and that'll be good for the Bulldogs fans. They definitely didn't want to face another penalty corner as McCambridge turns it over. Edwards now plays on quickly. He's only got Van Loon preventing him. Free hit. Just outside the circle. Puts the entry in. And I think that's hit the old Jules. It's come up off Gill. And let's just have another look at that. Edwards just plays on around the outside, gets the entry up off Gill's stick and into the lower stomach of McCambridge. He looks okay. But another penalty corner. Definitely not what Northwest needed. After surviving the last couple, Cambridge puts it in. And shot by Thomas. Number 4 for OHA. 4th from the penalty corner. James Thomas has stepped up and scored. And OHA have restored that 2-goal lead. And are now in the final quarter, well and truly in control of this match. Disappointment for Northwest, just conceding that penalty corner. And the story has been the same all game as well. Well, that's not on. Can't use your stick like that. Dorner's going to get in trouble here. And quite right. Yellow card straight off. And I don't think this is going to look any better on replay either. And there's, no matter how small the force, you can't use your stick in that manner on another player. And no, that's not good at all. And that's going to hurt Northwest's chances of getting back in this match. A bit of ill discipline there. And OHA now with essentially an extra player on the field. A little bit more space to work in. 11 minutes to go in regulation time with a 2-goal buffer. Northwest have it all to do. Stevens goes long. Thomas cleans it up. There's Leslie out wide. Keating just loses control of that one. Wilkinson has it at left wing. Plays on quickly. Teams up with Van Loon. Van Loon sends it in. No one is there coming through. And Williams watches it over the baseline. Has taken a deflection off an OHA stick, so it will be a 23-metre restart to Northwest. Walker Kid to Chapman. Coming round the left side. Murphy with the intercept. Chapman plays on. He's in the circle now. What can he earn here? Onto the foot. Penalty corner. Big win. 10 minutes to go. 2 goals to make up. All they need to do is equalise, really, and get the game into extra time at this stage. Chapman does well. He's got Leslie and Murphy. And just brushes the shoelace of Leslie, you'd say, but it's there. It's a penalty corner. And I think it's only their second of the match. Northwest are going to want to put this one away. Walker Kid steps up. That's off the runner. And another penalty corner. Walker Kid with the shot into the foot of Witten, running out. I think he's kind of run directly into that as well, which doesn't work in his favour. Follow-up penalty corner for Northwest. Walker Kid there again, and Eldridge. Same result. Witten runs it down. Another penalty corner. Still good position for Northwest. Still an opportunity to score. Walker Kid has been quite deadly from the penalty corners all year as well. I think he ended the season with some 22, 21 goals. Over 20 goals, I think. This time they've gone Eldridge. Fired straight at Williams and cleared by Thomas. So OHA survive and take a few extra minutes off the clock as Burke's entry is lifted. So we're now down to 8 minutes remaining. And OHA still in a 2-goal lead. Thomas to take the 15-metre restart. Happy to take his time. Goes long. Oliver Smith working around the left wing. Now cuts inside, and he's got space to work in. Slips it back to the top. Moya with the shot. It's weak. Ridley puts it back. And straight over the baseline by White. No other option. OHA have botched a great opportunity to just seal this match once and for all. They've overthought that one. And some of the young players maybe learn from this. We'll get a replay of what went wrong. Great initial work by Smith. Cuts back inside. Clear into the circle. Moya just needed to have a ping there. Ridley does well to keep it in. But should have been a goal. Wasn't. You got a penalty corner. They have been dangerous from this all day. And another opportunity. Right now. Moya puts it in. Thomas onto the foot of the runner. So they'll get to reset and more time off the clock. Happy to take their time setting up too. So I think we've had about 5 penalty corners since the 11-minute mark, and we're now down to 6 minutes to go. OHA will be more than happy with that outcome, as I think Lowe makes the save, possibly Burke on the post has cleared that one out. Edwards has a 23-metre restart for OHA. Great ball to Witten overlapping. He's held up by Arnold. And Chapman wins it for Northwest. Getting down to their last chances. Walker Kids overhead is intercepted by Oliver Smith. Works with Ridley. Smith again. Cuts inside. Free hit to Northwest. Walker Kid over the top, intercepted again. Leslie now rebounding down the left. He's got space to run as well. Defending is Van Staden. Tries to break away. He's beaten off it by Burke. And, Mackey. And Mackey earns the free hit. In an advanced position for OHA, and there's Edwards over it again. He's got a runner on the outside. That's McCambridge. McCambridge with time shoots. Again, not sure whether that was off Chapman or Lowe, but McCambridge's shot was saved, and Edwards round the right hand corner now. Arnold beats Witten. Here's White, deep left back, turns it over to Mackey, running around the outside of the circle, and is more than happy just to drop it back. And now we see Northwest, our last desperate move, trying to create something. They bring on an extra attacking field player, replacing the goalkeeper. So this might actually just play into the hands of OHA. But Northwest are going to want to attack in order to get back in this game if they're going to have any hope. The game was brought down. Edwards prevented from playing on quickly. I think he's more than happy with that outcome. Stevens kicking fullback. intercepts Dorner. Misses Gill with the link up. That was their opportunity. Well, actually, they win the free hit. Gill quickly down the line. That's Arnold running around the right wing. He's got Leslie to contend with. Puts the cross over the baseline. And it's a 15-metre restart for OHA. So, wasted opportunities for Northwest. They're going to cost them the Premiership Cup, you would say, at this point now. Thomas more than happy just to blast it long. And with 2.5 minutes to go, not a whole lot Van Staden can do from here. White goes backwards. Stevens with the orange vest as a kicking fullback. Chapman goes long, deflected off OHA. Free hit. Burke has to take this quickly. Does. Tries to go direct. Intercepted by Edwards. Burke again attacking. Into the circle. There's Leslie. McCambridge now has space to work in. He's got Mackey running on his outside. Needs to slip it off to him. Can't. Stevens and Chapman both holding up. Opportunity for a 5th goal goes begging there for the Ships. Not that they'll worry too much, with time well and truly run out for Northwest to get back in this game. Van Staden tackles McCambridge. Releases quickly. Frazier. Held up. He's playing quickly. Does. Goes long. Touched by OHA and intercepted by Thomas. Goes long himself. Chapman's there. Direct play only at this stage. Van Staden. White. Walker Kidd bullied off it by Oliver Smith. He breaks away. He leaves Chapman far behind him. Murphy cuts inside. Laser-like pass. Oliver Smith is followed through. And an easier finish you'll never see. As Smith caps off a pretty memorable day and a great performance with a goal. Great pass by Murphy. Smith, great work to continue on that run and find a spot around the back. It's 5-2. And with just seconds remaining, OHA will celebrate an historic three-peat thanks to 2 goals to Toby West and goals to Kurt Mackey, James Thomas and Oliver Smith. And there's the final sign. OHA have won the 2017 Premier League Cup and celebrate as well they should, because it really was a win for the underdogs and their 3rd premiership in a row that no one thought they would get. And the stats tell the tale. Eventually it was 15 shots to 6, 13 of those on target. A couple more circle entries, but penalty corners it was 10-4 and OHA converted 4 of those. Thanks for joining us for this special presentation of the 2017 Premier League Men's Grand Final, brought to you by Hockey Tasmania. I've been your host and commentator, Scott Edwards. Goodbye.
And of course, last but not least, we share a fantastic rivalry with our 2 clubs. Go back many years before any of us were around. So it's fantastic to be able to come out here and play another game against you guys. In the spirit that we always do, we play hard, we play fair. Well done, boys. Enjoy your third in a row.
Thank you very much, Tim. Next, I'd ask Elise to award the medal for the player of the final. And the player of the final is Holly Smith. The next award is very important. It is to the umpires, and Tim's already spoken graciously in relation to them. To Matt the Stewart, thank you very much for officiating today and throughout the season. We are very short on very competent men's umpires, and these two show the way. Thank you very much to you both. If you come forward for your medals. The next award, of course, is to invite the captain of the premiership team, Aaron Williams, forward to accept the cup from the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Elise Archer. And if you could maybe just put it back over there with the team and then come back here quickly. We will get you. You can introduce the players of the winning OHA team to the spectators, please.
Thank you. Before I do that, I just want to thank you for a lot of work over this. 3 years ago, we had hard work ourselves about getting where we wanted to, and within 3 years on, we've gone 3 in a row, great publishers, so a lot of good thanks for that. First and not West, great contest today. It's a tough position to be in, but you guys are such a quality side, and we're able to do again next year and the years to come. So well done, guys. Thank you for today. Thanks to the officials, Wilkinson, Mackey, the TDs, and also the ball boys. Great job today, guys. Thank you. To all the supporters, it's great to see such a big play out here today. Hockey just keeps going, especially by strength. Massive all together, it's amazing. Thank you, everybody. And all our fans and everyone on the field. Thanks to Scotty, Premier League Hockey Group. The amount of coverage we're getting is just amazing. The hockey just continues to grow. And I still have some amazing work. So thank you, Scotty. OHA board. This year and in the past, this club is just strong right across the board. It's all hard work. Really passionate people who do an amazing amount of work in their own time. They don't get paid for it. And this club just continues to grow strength by strength every year. We've been able to enjoy it at the moment. We've got lots of people in this year. To the coaching staff, Ned, you're the most passionate guy I've seen in my life. You're passionate for this team. He's not going to do it. He's an amazing guy, amazing work for us. Sadly, it is the last today, but it's been great to know over the years and now we can do it. I'm so glad to have this year, so we're lucky to have it. With that, Joe Sat back in the goal this year. We'd like to have much better running around with this one before he's on the pace. But he's done amazing work for this coach this year. He's given a great insight. He's worked really well with our young kids in first grade and everything. So thanks, Kat, for your work. Rally, 10 years ago, he started this journey with us. It was a real turning point for our club. We've been through a lot of tough years. We haven't won for a long time. Starting my own ball since then, we've won 5 championships, 5 finals, and it's just been an amazing journey. So, really proud. All the work we've done, we've got out to Guys, amazing amount of work. All the hard work we've done over the last 7 years. It doesn't stop. The amount of work we do, the amount of time we spend out here, all the guys that are here, and also all the guys who are playing this on the journey from out with us today. So doing stuff, Toby West, Ryan Jones, they deserve the next step. The medals, Jeremy Eldridge. Mackey. Toby West. Cambridge. Jackson Turner. James Thomas. Alex Moore. Isaac Wheatley. Luke Roberts. Sam Teddy. Oliver Smith. Will Smith. Joe Mackey. Nick Leslie. Tom Wilkinson. Jim Golder. James Brown. Dave Walker. Jack Warren. Andrew Price.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll have some celebration at the moment to be cut with OHA, but before we do, first of all, thank you very much, Elise, for attending, and thank you so much for your and your government support to our sport. It is most appreciated. We have the Australian Masters Men's Championship starting here next Friday. The tent is up, ready for it. It will be a great occasion. We have some great teams. We have a great history in this event, particularly when played here. Over 35s, over 40s, 45s, etc. right through. It will be a festival for us, a really social event, and I would urge you all to come along and enjoy the hockey community. You've enjoyed today. This is a great community, and I urge you all please to come to the Masters and to support our state teams. I'm back over to OHA for some celebration. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.